I know I have started a little bit early. This latest update from the Hurricane Center just came out, probably, I don't know, 5-7 minutes ago. Now Hurricane Sam has maximum sustained winds of 140 miles an hour. This was the ridge. This is how strong they were. Like, okay, could be seeing this become 120. They were saying 130 yesterday and 240. Now it's at 140. Wasn't supposed to peak until 130 until tomorrow afternoon. Now it's peaked to 100. It's now at 140 miles an hour, and we'll see how strong it is at 10 p.m. We may be dealing with the category, I'm gonna say category 5, category 4. It is category 4. 155, maybe, or 145, 150 miles an hour, maybe even at 10 o'clock tonight. So I have to watch that. I still haven't even done my intro. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Hurricane Watch Team is here with the latest update on Major Hurricane Sam, with maximum sustained winds are now at 140 miles an hour. Air pressure 943 millibars. This is the latest update from the National Hurricane Center. Here's the storm right here. Currently, again, you can clearly see that eye right there. You can really see that CDO right in this area, the central that's overcast right there. That eye wall, where you have the strongest winds, does not have a very big hurricane force wind field or tropical storm force wind field, for that matter. It's a relatively small storm also. So, if it was a massive hurricane, that would be something we would have to be a little bit more worried about. But this is truthfully what we're looking at with the hurricane right here. Maximum sustained winds are at 140 miles an hour. Just an incredibly powerful, intense, strong storm. Someone's helping me make a thumbnail right now, or making a thumbnail for me, I should say, because I can't do it on my own. So now it has maximum sustained winds of 140 mile an hour sustained winds. So here it is, again, just incredible to look at. Now I don't think this is going to make landfall. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about the trough and some other atmospheric, I'm going to kind of explain to you why I think this is not going to make landfall in the United States, the Caribbean. Now Canada, you may need to be worried about in areas like Nova Scotia, St. John's. So I'm just going to kind of explain to y'all why I think this is not going to actually make landfall in the United States or impact the Caribbean. Now again, the Caribbean, they're still going to see swells from Hurricane Sam. They're going to say 115 knots. It's actually about 120 knots right now. 943 millibars. So, I mean, they're just like, when is this going to start weakening? It just keeps going up. As you can see right there. Alright, so look at the satellite imagery. I'm actually going to try to see if I can get a much more zoomed out. No, you can't really see it right there. Okay. I have to go to the modeling. Make this a bit better. Regions. Atlantic. This is really kind of hard to actually put into motion, to put this into perspective. So as the storm, now this is the Gfs model. This is just one of many models that they have. You got the European model, you got the Canadian model, you got the NavGem, you got the Global Forecasting System. So there's a lot of other models, way more than just what I listed. I don't even know all of them. So where you have this high pressure, it's very big ridge of high pressure. So that's why you can kind of see everything down here. But you have this area, this upper level low, right here. And it's got this trough with it. See that? It's got that trough, kind of like a tail with it. Well, what it's going to do, it's going to kind of be gravitated towards that area of low pressure. And that trough is going to pull it up. We see a lot of this happening with tropicals late into September into October. So that's what I think is going to happen, and why I think so. Yeah, this area high pressure is moving this way. At that same time, you're going to have an upper level low right here, moving off the coast, and it's going to have this down like this. That is what we call a trough. I'll show you in the at the upper level atmosphere, about 34,000 feet. And I'm going to kind of show y'all Are you serious? So stupid. Why? Oh, okay. So something fell over there, and I just now realized it. So my light behind y'all fell, and it knocked the camera off, and that's why that's not even positioned correctly anymore. There you go. That should be okay right there. So I'm going to show you about 34,000 feet is roughly where it's at, and we're going to kind of talk about this trough and sort of what I mean by, a trough. You're going to really see it. It's going to almost look like a V. It's basically the jet stream which kind of dips down here and then comes up through here. So you can kind of see it. It would come through something like this, like that, and that dip is that trough right there, and that's what's going to end up pulling the storm farther up to the north. So let me get that up here for y'all, and let me just double check if there's any comments, questions, or concerns. Hi, how is everyone doing today? Can we get... So I'm going to just show winds at 850 millibars. That's very hard to see. Oh man, that's really difficult to actually see. It's very difficult to see this in the way I wanted to. I kind of need to see like the lines. What if I just went too windy? Would that even help? Just so y'all, I'm just trying to put this into perspective, so y'all can actually see the thing. Kind of hard to see, but you kind of see. Actually, really hard to show this. It's a lot more difficult than I actually was anticipating this being. I need the isobars would help if there were more isobars. That would be helpful. There's just not a lot of isobars here. I'm going to go back to this and just go back to what I was saying originally. Zoom way back out. But that's basically the trough that I'm talking about. It's really kind of hard to see. It's just the best way to show it. Can I just go to West Atlanta? No. No, it's still too far. Right. So that really shows it right here. I don't have like the jet stream pattern where you can actually see where the jet stream is at. Let me actually look that up. Jet stream. Current jet stream. Position. I don't know if this is going to work. If this is even. Oh shoot, this is actually really cool. This is perfect. This is really going to help us. Truthfully, I kind of wish this was in 2D. Would make everything way better. So you can kind of see we're dipping down right there. That's going to move over here off the United States. If I'm getting the right one. This is... Crap, that's not what I meant. Kind of see where that system is at, and it begins to move north. Could be a severe weather event. Usually, I think that usually means when this kind of turns up here. I don't know, actually, I'm not even going to try. So it looks like this is March 9th. But it says the 30th of November. This is way painfully slower than I thought this was going to be. I wonder what if I went home. That was really cool. This is really freaking cool. Alright. Still wish it was in 2D, but it is what it is. So, oh my god, this is so painful right now. So, like I was saying, this is what a trough is. It kind of bends downward and it shoots out, and that's what's gonna pull the storm in. It's gonna kind of gravitate to this mid-level low, maybe actually in the upper levels of the atmosphere here. And it's gonna kind of gravitate and be pulled towards it as the air pressure pulls it that direction. It's gonna go with the least amount of resistance, and that's the least amount of resistance. So that's what I'm kind of thinking right now, in terms of where the storm is actually gonna go. What I think. So you can kind of see that's where it is the least amount of resistance. You can even see where it's going in terms of high pressure. The high pressure is sitting right over here, and it's going over the top of the area of high pressure. Looks like over here is Ireland, Scotland, England, this entire UK region, but you got different countries in there. Scotland, United Kingdom, England, Great Britain. And so that's what's happening. Is this big trough right here that's going to pull that storm north, is what we think. So, does anyone have any comments, questions, or concerns? I don't have a lot to say, just kind of want to do that. And then I'm going to go over the National Hurricane Center and tell you sort of what they're saying about Hurricane Sam right now. Getting winds of 140 miles an hour. Minimum still air pressure, 942 millibars. So you can hear Teresa, it is very weak, about 35 mile an hour maximum sustained winds. Wind is about east, about 5 miles per hour. Got this area low pressure we're going to watch here too. And there is Sam. Maximum sustained winds are 140 miles an hour. So you can already see it's going to start turning this direction. So if I turn this on, you can kind of see how the line begins to bend farther towards the north. So again, Sam rapidly intensifies into a Category 4 hurricane. Some additional strengthening is expected through tonight. Summary as of 5 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, 2100 UTC information. It's about 1,025 miles east-southeast of the northern Leeward Islands. The maximum sustained winds are 140 miles an hour. Present movement is the west-northwest, or 290 degrees at 10 miles per hour. Air pressure is down to 943 millibars. So just an incredibly powerful hurricane. And again, they are expecting a peak of about 150 miles an hour. This will tie with the most powerful hurricane this year, which was Hurricane Ida, which made landfall with maximum sustained winds of about 150 miles per hour and an air pressure of about 929 millibars. This has still got quite a ways to go in terms of air pressure. It's at 943. It's got to drop down to 929 or lower to either tie or be stronger than it in terms of air pressure. It's got to have winds of at least 150 miles an hour to tie with it, or stronger if it wants to be stronger than the most powerful hurricane this year. But the hurricane season's not over. We still got to get through October and November and even December. We've seen tropical systems develop even into December. So that's something we're going to have to be definitely watching out for in the future. So this is just, really wanted to talk about this because this isn't going to make landfall, so we can be a little bit more excited about this system getting strong. I'm not saying that this strong system is something that we like, but it is something we are us as hurricane specialists, us as hurricane enthusiasts or weather enthusiasts are absolutely fascinated by a rapidly intensifying system. But however, yes, we do get pretty nervous and very scared when we see something this powerful barreling towards land. But right now, yes, it is still moving towards land, but it's starting to make that turn towards the northwest right now. It is still moving west-northwest, I think. Maybe it is moving northwest. Anyway, it is starting to make that turn towards the northwest, but just an incredibly powerful tropical cyclone right here, 140 miles per hour, very intense. Very, very fascinating to watch. Very, very fascinating to study these systems like this. Just look at that, just an incredible cyclone right there. Incredibly powerful, so very, very fascinating. So I like to keep these little streams short. Now because this isn't really making landfall, I'm not going to be doing updates all the time, because right now it isn't impacting anyone's life directly. Now indirectly, yes, you will get swells from this if you live in the Caribbean islands. You will be getting definitely get some swells. You may get a gust or two, 30 to 35, maybe up to 40 miles an hour. But because the storm is so small, it's very, very, very small. So I don't think you'll see tropical storm force wind gusts. But you will probably see winds gusting 30 to 35 miles per hour, depending on how powerful this is by the time it gets to the closest point to the island. So right now, it's just really what we're watching right now. Just gotta see how strong it is. Next update will be at 10 p.m. But the next stream I'll do will be at 8 p.m. because that's when Tropical Tidbits will update. And by the way, this is the first time Tropical Tidbits has been actually a weaker with this system. Every time it was like, okay, this is the system, this is how powerful it's going to be, and then the update from the National Hurricane Center comes out, and that's how powerful it is. This time they said 130 miles an hour, Hurricane Center said 140 miles an hour, so it was off by a little bit, but we'll see how much they're saying in about the next 4 hours at the 8 o'clock advisory, or the 8 p.m. update from Tropical Tidbits, and then we'll see what the Hurricane Center says at 10 o'clock, so. Again, that's going to be it for today, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, and I'll talk to you guys later this evening with another update on Major Hurricane Sam. And again, we still have to watch with October into November. Tropical systems developing in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. Yes, the Gulf of Mexico and Caribbean is still not an all-go clear. So we'll have to see what we still have to watch out for more storms. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida are all the states that we need to watch out for along the coast. And then obviously we're going to have to watch out for all the countries in the Caribbean, mainly the farther western ones, Nicaragua, Honduras, the Yucatan Peninsula, the country of Mexico, and then even some of the northern South American countries, countries in northern South America, Colombia, Venezuela, and those countries also will have to watch out for Cuba, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Haiti, maybe even Puerto Rico, but even I don't know yet. Mainly the farther west ones, the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Not really have to watch out a lot for them, but we still need to watch out a little bit. We have to see what's going to happen with those. Mainly Cuba, we have to watch out for, and also in Jamaica and mainly all the Latin countries that are in the Caribbean Sea. We need to watch, and then obviously the United States too. But that's the move today, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, and I'll talk to you guys later this evening. Peace out.